Welcome to InfoGamer, my name is Mark, and in this video we're going to continue with our Blender tutorial playlist and learn some more Blender by creating another game object. This game object is going to be from the Mario Kart N64 version, the Battle Arena, that has the multi-level platforms, that has ramps going up to different levels, and we're going to try and recreate that. A couple things we're going to learn today is we're going to learn how to grab edges, vertices, and faces. And we're going to learn how to grab 3 edges and create a face with those edges. We're also going to learn how to subdivide edges to create more, to extrude, and it's going to be really awesome. So let's get started doing that. Alright, I've got a new Blender project open, and I can start off by right-clicking, making sure this is selected, and opening up the transform panel. Let's change the dimensions to 10 in the X and 10 in the Y. This gives us a bigger base for our platform, and we're ready to actually start adding the ramp to the side. So let's go into edit mode by selecting tab, but first let's hit control and drag this up so it sits on our grid nicely. Alright, let's hit tab and go into edit mode, hit A to deselect everything, and then hit B to select this entire side. Okay, we have this side selected. Let's hit W and subdivide. There we go. Now that we've subdivided this, we can then hit A and actually go down to this edge tool. Just right click, delete, dissolve edge, delete, dissolve edge, because we actually only want, we actually only want this center edge. And hold control as you drag this edge out, and then we can have this nice cube on the end, which we want to select. Oh my gosh. Control Z, hit A, hit B, and reselect this entire edge. Let's hit E and drag this out 2 squares. Alright, and we're ready to create a ramp that goes off of this square part. Okay, how I'm going to create this ramp is I'm actually just going to select this edge, hit E, and make sure it's extruding the right way. So I'm going to hit X, hold control, and then drag it out to this line. That should line up perfectly with this grid line, and it does. Okay, let's grab this next edge, hit E. Okay, if we hold control while we drag it, it should go directly and snap to that grid line, and then we're ready to grab this edge. Let's make sure this one's deselected first. Select B, grab these 3 edges, and let's hit F, and that creates a face in between those edges. Alright, awesome. Okay, now I think this is pretty much the top level. We're creating the bottom level right now, but we can go out to object mode, and let's hit Control N to make sure, let's go back into edit mode, hit Control N to make sure all the faces are facing outwards. This one was facing in. As you can see, the color changed. If you select A and then hit Control N, it will make sure all of the edges are facing outwards, or all the faces are facing outward. Okay, let's go back to tab, and let's actually duplicate this game object already by hitting Shift D. Okay, let's zero out the transform. Zero out the transform. And hit Control and drag that up. Okay, while we have this game object selected, we can then go back into tab or into edit mode. Let's select faces and select these faces underneath, and we can go ahead and delete these faces by hitting delete and hit faces, because we don't want duplicate faces, and if we set this right on top of this other face, there'll be duplicate faces right there. Okay, let's go back out of edit mode, go to object mode, and this scale is a bit big to be the top level, but let's drag it down to sit right on top of our other one. Alright, it's sitting right there. Let's change this to 5, and let's change this to 6. Okay. Let's also rotate this 180 degrees on the z-axis. 180. There we go. It puts our ramp over there. Now, if you want to create more space for this ramp, this top ramp, you can always scoot this ramp or this whole thing over, and then extrude, go to edit mode, and extrude this out further this way. But right now I'm going to keep it right there, and I'm going to actually join these together by holding Shift, selecting both of them. They're both selected, and hitting Control J. Now they are both editable in the same edit mode. Alright, awesome job guys. I'm just ready to finish this other ramp up. There's another ramp that goes on this side, and then I'll be done with this ramp and ready to import it into Unity. So I'm going to speed do that because it's the same steps we took on this ramp. So let's go ahead and do that now. I'm actually not completely sure why it extrudes so weird sometimes when you hit E and then you hit Control. Like, why would it want me to extrude right there? But I know you can do it easier by hitting this magnet and then going to Edge and then hitting E and dragging it to that edge and making sure it just lines up like that. That's one way to do it. Or you can just keep fiddling around with hitting E and Control and getting it to line up nicely there. Alright, let's go ahead and add that face in by selecting these three edges and hitting F to add a face. Now, as you can see, this line, we accidentally already had this selected, and so we don't want to do that. Let's deselect everything and reselect these two edges and this two edge and hit F again. Okay, as you can probably see, this edge looks like it is facing inwards. So let's go ahead and hit Alt, Control N, and change the normals to the outside. Alright, awesome job guys. You guys finished it. You created the Mario ramp platform level battle area. If you guys really want to get a lot closer to creating it, you're probably going to have to get the game and replay it and see how much space is in between each one. But right now, I think we came pretty close to creating it. Let's go ahead and toss that in our game in Unity and see what we got. I'm going to save this off as an FBX. Go to Export, FBX, and name it something you're going to remember and where to place it. So let's do that. Okay, I'm going to go over to Unity, open up the file that I have placed it in, and then I'm going to go ahead and drag that ramp in. And whoop, I've got a couple other ramps here that didn't work out. I'm going to delete those, redrag this ramp in, and then drag it into my scene. Okay, it looks like everything is showing up normally. We can then grab a corner of this and line it up with one of our walls, and then drag it up by holding Control and controlling out that way. Alright, we're going to want to create some space for this in our maze by deleting some other walls, but let's go ahead and do that, and we'll test it out in Unity. Alright, I've placed my ramp. We're going to want to delete the camera that is in there. We can delete it, hit continue, go ahead, delete it, and then we can resave it as a prefab and delete the original prefab. But let's go ahead and drag a material onto this. We can make it the same color as our walls. Okay, let's then drag a mesh collider on this component, this cube. We're going to do an add component, mesh collider. And there we go. We've got a mesh collider added to this, so now it should work. Let's go ahead and play the game and see if we can get up that ramp. Awesome job sticking to the end. We learned a bunch today in Blender. We learned how to create a face in between a couple of edges that we have selected. We also learned how to just select edges, just select vertices, and just select faces. We also learned how to extrude faces and we learned how to subdivide edges so that we can have more faces to select to extrude those the way that we want to. We also learned how to dissolve vertices and dissolve faces. It's pretty awesome stuff what we're learning so that we can manipulate game objects the way that we want to. But I hope you guys enjoyed creating this ramp. Let me know if you want me to create the entire Mario Kart battle arena with these ramps that we have selected. It could be a good practice, Unity practice positioning game objects in the future. As always, please leave a like and a comment, and I'll talk to you guys later in an upcoming video. I hope this Blender tutorial was helpful for you, and I hope you guys are able to remember the steps and remember all the hotkeys that I'm sharing with you so that you guys can be really good at making game objects in Blender to throw into your games that you're creating. So, awesome job guys. Thanks again for staying to the end, and we'll talk to you later. Thank you. Bye.